That's not too bad.
Not too bad. Okay, before we get started, let me remind everyone to please turn off your cell phones during news conferences. Additionally, flash photography is not permitted. Welcome to Stanford's press conference. Stanford's sports information contact is Wilder Treadway. Joining us on the podium are head coach Tara VanDerveer and student athletes Fran Belibi and Lexi Hull. Coach VanDerveer, would you like to make an opening statement?
I think that I just want to congratulate Montana State on getting into the NCAA, and her Trisha's team, I thought played really hard. And our team had to respond, and I thought we did. Especially our defense was really good, and Fran's dunk really made it exciting.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes first. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question, and please limit yourself to one question and at most one follow-up. If you're on the Zoom call, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if time permits.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. I can get to ask this one, I guess. Fran, just talk about the dunk. What did you see? And, just kind of walk us through that moment for us.
Yeah, I think our coaches did a great job of preparing us for this game. We knew that their post players like to shoot, so I was just trying to recover back. I got the block, which was cool. And then I was kind of dribbling down, and I kind of looked over to see who was there and where she was. And then I got past the three-point line, and I just kind of went for it, so it worked out.
All right, Fran, follow up on that one. You got the afro going on, so Dr. J, what was the feeling like? You've dunked at Haas Pavilion, you've dunked over at Pauley Pavilion, and now you finally dunk here at home during the tournament. So what does that feel like?
I mean, I think we were kind of talking, this one I think was the coolest one, just to be able to be here at Maples. I know I've dunked at Maples multiple times in warm-up, as I'm sure you've seen. But to be able to do it in a game and to have all those fans with us and just to hear the crowd it was a really long time. It was 30 seconds. That's a long time to be cheering. And to just hear how loud it was in there, that was definitely a highlight.
This is for either of you. Kate Rooney with Cron 4 in San Francisco. Congratulations on the win. How did it set the tone for you guys for, maybe making a run in this tournament to be able to get out there and stick to kind of the hallmarks of your game that you've played with all season?
I think more than anything, we're just excited to be playing and playing with each other. And I think at the beginning of the game, you kind of saw that. We got going quickly. I think that made us feel comfortable in this tournament. I know a lot of people on the team, this is their first real tournament. So I think everyone's just getting comfortable and playing within themselves, and I think this was a good day for us. Everyone got some time out there and to kind of feel it out for themselves. But super proud of Fran. I know we were so hyped for her, so yeah.
This is for Fran, Scott Osler, the Chronicle. The fans went crazy, obviously, but your team went crazier. Your dunks seem to have that inspiring effect.
Yeah, it's really funny because I dunk all the time, and I think when I look back at pictures, everyone is still just as excited as if it was their first time seeing it. So it's, I think, really cool to see that on their faces, and they've been getting on me all year about not dunking so far. The freshmen have been like, we came here for this, so where is it? So it was really cool to get it and to make it happen, and then to just get engulfed. I felt really loved, so there's that for sure.
Lexi, I think in the moment you were in the game when she dunked. Just what was your reaction to it? Obviously, you're still trying to play, but just what was your sort of comprehension as she was doing it and then afterwards?
Yeah, I was running right behind her, and it's always we see a potential lane, and we're always come on. In the back of my head, I'm like, do it, do it, do it, do it. And then when she did it, I was so excited. I think thinking back on plays, people don't remember, oh, that was a really cool three-point shot, or that was a great drive. People remember the dunks, and I remember every single one of Fran's, and so to be able to be right there for that one was super cool and definitely a memory I'll have forever.
Just a reminder to please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of the questions. Thank you.
Harold Gutman with the San Jose Mercury News. Fran, I guess it wasn't just the dunk, right? It was, you led the game with 13 rebounds, and even the thing that precipitated the dunk was a block shot that you had. Just how did you feel like you played all around tonight?
I mean, T-Dog? What do you think? I had a couple mishaps on defense, but overall we're just trying to to build and to just keep growing. Tara told us before the game that we're always trying to get better. We don't want to play tomorrow like we played today. We're trying to be better tomorrow than we were today. So I had a couple cool things happen, but there's definitely a lot of things to work on, and I know as a team we're all going to keep working on them.
Victor Flores, 406 Sports. Tara, I just a question for you. What was the biggest kind of thing you were focusing on with Montana State going into the game?
Well, we wanted to establish ourselves at the defensive end, and I think we did that in the first quarter. And then, really just make sure that we were playing basketball that will help us continue to play in this tournament, taking care of the basketball, which I was disappointed with some of our turnovers. But, working hard on defense, rebounding, and Fran did a great job on the glass, getting a double-double. And, the fact that we could play everyone, and, in the tournament, you want to have people excited and ready. Also, not having anyone get hurt is a major thing. So we're really, excited to be going into Sunday's game healthy and everyone ready to contribute.
As a reminder, we're still doing questions for the student athletes. We'll do coach after. It's all good.
Yeah, Ben Parker, Cardinal Sports. Sorry, Ben Parker, Cardinal Sports Report.com here again for the players. Just talk about getting a shutout in the first quarter. That's a tough thing to do. So just talk about what allowed you guys to get that shutout, and as it was kind of getting close to a shutout, was that kind of a goal you guys? Hey, it'd be cool to get that.
I think in the middle of the quarter, not necessarily something we were like, oh, we can do this quarter, but just to take every possession seriously. And our coaches did a great job preparing us for tonight. And so we kind of knew going in what we thought that they were going to do, and to be able to execute on defense what we practiced this past couple weeks. It felt good. And I think it just made us, like I said, more comfortable and into the game coming out like that.
For both of you, Matthew Walter from The Next Hoops. For both of you, can you talk about, Lexi, it's your first time playing at home in the tournament since your freshman year, Fran. It's your first time, period. Just what getting that opportunity to play in front of your friends at home in the NCAA tournament, what's that like, and how excited would you guys feel to do that again?
I love it. I love playing in Maples, and to think about this is the last 2 games that I'll ever play in Maples, it's super special to be able to be here playing in front of friends, family that have come down. And it's crazy because it's kind of like full circle, start here, end here, and just super thankful for the fans that came out tonight. Seemed extremely packed, extremely loud. We heard it when Fran dunked especially. But yeah, we're super thankful for the fans here.
Yeah, I mean, to echo what Lexi said, obviously this is my first time, and we've been joking, like, I have no idea what's going on on campus. Like, I've never been a part of something like this, and even last year, even in our first tournament, we had very limited fans. So to be able to play at Maples, and like Lexi said, to see the gym packed and to have so many fans behind us, it's definitely something I'll cherish, and something we were really excited to have the opportunity for, and we're excited to keep going with it for one more game.
Hi, ladies. Janie McCauley from Associated Press. Lexi, have you heard the freshmen razzing Fran? Like, okay, we came here to see you dunk. How's that been? I mean, is it once a week, once a day?
It's all the opportunities where she's on a lane and it's open. We're like, why haven't you done? It's not just the freshmen. It's everyone. And we see it in warm-ups, but we want to see it every game. I mean, why doesn't she do that every game? Yeah, but no. It's kind of just a running joke for everyone.
We'll do one question on Zoom for the student athletes. Lindsay, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey ladies, it's Lindsay Schnell from USA Today. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. So Fran, I know that in the past you've talked about when you have wanted to dunk maybe sometimes and you just didn't feel like the timing was right, like weren't out far enough ahead or whatever. You looked really determined from the second that you blocked her shot. Are you telling the truth when you say you didn't decide to dunk until you got past the 3-point line? Because you looked pretty bound and determined way before half court.
Well, I was just, I don't know. When it's happening, I'm not usually like, oh my God, I'm gonna dunk right now, except for one. On this one, I think there are like some outside factors in regards to like how open I am, the time and score situation. But yeah, this one felt good, and I just was watching Lexi get a bunch of steals and goes, so I figured I'd channel her, so I went up for it.
Thank you, Fran and Lexi. You can head back to the locker room.
Thank you.
Good job, you guys.
Thanks.
See ya.
All right, Fran.
Now we will take questions for Coach VanDerveer, and as a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question.
Okay, Michael Robertson, African-American athlete. All right, so Tara, you get out to a 20-0 lead, and earlier, the game before you guys, that's where Kansas got out to a 10-0 lead, and the team came back. So were you surprised how you guys dominated so early?
Well, you know, we talked about the fact that that had happened, and we really, it's really important for our team not to think the game is over in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. But, you know, again, staying focused and really working hard defensively. They had some good looks that, you know, some of their shots didn't go down for them, but I don't think I've ever coached a quarter where someone didn't score. But I think it's really important for our team to come out and, you know, put the hammer down early, and we did. But, you know, and then we need to continue it through the 40 minutes. So I'm just really, you know, different people came in and helped. Again, I'm really excited about the number of people that were able to contribute. And going forward, I think that'll be something really important for us.
Tara, Tom Wiley with MontanaSports.com. I saw after the game you had a moment to chat with Cola VanDerveer of Montana State. What did you guys talk about?
Well, one of my friends is a professor and runs a tribal teachers college up in Montana, and I knew where she was from, and I know a lot of people were watching her, and you know, just when you have someone, she came from Pryor, and she's a Crow, and you know, just to let her know that you know, it was great that she was getting a degree, and I just wanted to let her know that people back there were cheering for her, and she was. It was fun to talk to her. You know, she's a very, very nice young lady.
Hi, Tara. Janie McCauley from AP. Did you like how Fran kind of mentioned that she takes into account the situation, the score, but I mean, she uses her head to make the decision on whether to try for a dunk. And also, did you get a kick out of hearing everybody all season long saying, Fran, you got to do it, you got to do it, and then for her to do it at Maples?
You know, I mean, it's 2 points, and I know it was fun for the crowd because, you know, the game maybe was a little bit out of hand at that point. Maybe not too much, but, you know, it's exciting. I'm glad that she can do that, and usually she goes in the other way. So I wasn't sure she really was going to dunk. She usually goes from left to right, coming in this way, and that's how she does it in the warm-up. So seeing her go in that way, that she's expanded her game. But I did remind her that it's 2 points, and the next play down, there's a girl that got a layup, and it was her girl. So I'm like, come on, Fran. So, but you know, she's really. It adds some excitement, and she had a great game rebounding. But you know, I tell her team, I'm kind of a greedy sucker. You know, like I don't want any turnovers. I mean, like our defense was great, but we want to take care of the ball better, and it's just you know, get better every game. But I'm really happy for her, and the team was crazy in the locker room for her.
Tara, Kate Rooney from Crown 4 Sports. Just wanted to follow up on your challenge yesterday. Wondering if you've heard from any other coaches or anyone who's agreed to match, and also if you found out how much you owe so far. Can you give us an updated tally?
So the challenge is $10 for every 3-point shot, and some people are making me pay. I just looked at our team, and our team is, so for today's game was $130. Is that Fran doing that? Or Hannah jump shooting lights out. But, you know, I have heard from several coaches and reporters and people that, men's coaches from up in Portland, Pac-12, Randy Bennett at St. Mary's, you know, also, you know, Nell Fortner, fans, coaches, people, reporters just are excited. And, I think everyone, we're loving the NCAA tournament. We're loving March Madness. But to think that maybe we could just make a difference for some people would be great. And thanks for bringing that up.
Hey, Tara, Matthew Walter, The Next Hoop. So her hoop stats is actually tracking it. So through 18 games, you owe $2,300, just to let you know.
Okay. Bernard?
Secondly, I wanted to ask, your team is so well known for your offense, but to start off the way you did defensively, holding the team to no points, you guys really clamped down early on. What does that say about this team going forward through the rest of the tournament?
Well, we've really, I think our defense has really stepped up in the Pac-12 tournament and obviously today. I think, every round you just get challenged more, and we'll be very challenged by Kansas. They have a lot of weapons. They're bigger, obviously. They shoot the three ball well. So our defense is always going to be challenged, but our defensive tone is set by Lacey, Lexi, and Anna Wilson. Those three get after it defensively. And usually, like in practice, if those three are together, that team will win in practice. So, and I think everyone's defense has been improving. So that's I'm proud of that, and we're working hard to keep improving our defense.
Hey, Tara, over here. Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. Yeah, it's all good. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on the first quarter, getting that shutout. Just how important is it for you guys to kind of set the tone and, pounce on a team quickly and early like that? How important is that for you guys?
I think it's really important. I think it was really important, and I was really excited that we did that. That's what, if you're a number one seed, if you let a team hang around, anything can happen. And I told our team that before the game. I just said, Kentucky could never imagine they would have lost us, St. Peter's. I mean, it's like you can't let a team hang around, so jump right on them. And I was excited that we did that.
Scott Osler, The Chronicle.
Hi, Scott.
How are you?
Great.
These people you're hearing from, Randy and these other coaches, are they just saying, way to go, Tara, or are they volunteering to kick in?
No, they're volunteering to kick in. Lindsay Schnell, who was just on for a question, had asked different men's coaches they'd heard about. She brought up the challenge, and so they sent me their phone number, and they kind of want to know what to do, so I'm going to tell them. No, it's not collecting any money. It's kind of waiting for the end of the tournament, and I'm waiting for the end of the women's tournament. Some people are just going with Stanford. Some people are going $1. Some people are going a nickel, whatever. But I think it's just it's getting some traction, just to say, hey, we're so thankful for what we have and the ability to play. And I coached in Ukraine along with Nell Fortner, and so we I kind of thought of it when she was here. So, but yeah, I know the guys look at their three-point shooting and pony up.
Hi, Harold Gutman with the San Jose Mercury News. You kind of went into this a little bit already with talking about Kansas' size, but what do you expect on Sunday?
I think it's going to be it's going to be a very challenging game for us. So I hope that all the fans that came today can bring their loud friends back. They play in a tough league in the Big 12. They've got inside game, outside game. They shoot the three ball. They got down and they don't get they're up and then they got down. They don't get discouraged. They keep playing hard. So we'll be challenged, and we're going to need. I think we're going to need to play better. But for our team to be able to do what we did tonight, and this wasn't the A game from everyone on our team. So hopefully, other people will really be able to step up. But it's great that Fran stepped up and Lexi stepped up, Hannah jumped. But to go where we want to go, we're going to need more Haley.
Okay, Coach Mike Robertson, African-American athlete. Coach, have you heard from any of the ex-players that are giving you guys encouragement, like Kiana or Sonia or anybody from your championship team?
Yes, I have. Bethany Donovan was here tonight. I saw Bethany. I always hear from, a lot of players. They probably, some of them are probably sleeping over in Australia with Kiana over there, but I'll hear from Nneka and Chene and Jane Appel. So many players will be following, and, I haven't checked my phone, but it'll be blowing up.
We'll take one last question back from Lindsay on Zoom.
Hey Tara, Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. I just wondered, the team pretends to faint evidently on the bench when Fran dunked. Have you ever thought about joining that celebration, or are you just going to stay your usual stoic self?
Well, I mean, I'm excited for our team, and I talked to them about the most important thing is the enthusiasm they have. So I'm glad Fran provided a great spark for us, but I was focused on the next play, Lindsay.
Thank you, Coach VanDerveer.
All right, thank you all very much.
A recording of this press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP, will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us. Thanks. Before we get started, let me remind everyone to please turn off cell phones during news conferences. Additionally, flash photography is not permitted. Welcome to Montana State's press conference. Montana State's sports information contact is Tom Schultz. Joining us on the podium are head coach Tricia Binford and student athletes Leah Beatty and Taylor Jansen. Coach Binford, would you like to make an opening statement?
Well, want to say how proud we are of our team and what we got through this season, how we came together at the end of the year, and just the opportunity to get to experience this and win the conference tournament, represent the Big Sky. I knew we were going to give them a lot of effort, a lot of heart, and we certainly brought all those things. So just really proud of this team and what they've accomplished this year. And at the same time, we're rooting for Stanford. I thought right from the get-go, I think their size and their length really dictated the start of that game, and then we got settled in once we got to that second quarter, started showing a little bit more of the Bobcats.
We'll now take questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question, and please limit yourself to one question and at most one follow-up. If you're on the Zoom call, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if time permits.
Okay, Michael Robertson, the African American athlete. Taylor, how did you guys keep your confidence going once you were shut out 20-0 at the first period?
I think that we came here knowing that this was going to be a tough team, and our mindset going in was that we wanted to stick together the entire time no matter what happened, and I think we did. So even after the rough first start and first quarter, we had the goal of sticking together, and through the Big Sky tournament, we showed that we can do that even when it gets tough. So I think that's what helped us kind of get rolling a little bit more into the second quarter. But we all love each other and we're all here for each other. So even after the hard start, we still stuck together well.
Victor Flores, 4-6 Sports. Leah, I just with the starting lineup specifically in the first quarter, what was the toughest thing about Stanford? What were the toughest things, especially on the defensive end, for you guys?
Yeah, I think for us it was their length. You know, they have tall players at every single position, and so guarding that, and you know, we allowed some face cuts in the middle, and they were able to finish over that. So I think defensively that was kind of tough for us to initially get used to that.
Hello, Samuel Huang with the Next Hoops. This is for both the players. Just what was the feeling when that first bucket finally went in and just not seeing a zero there anymore?
It was honestly really relieving because we're like, we finally got on the board. That's the hump we needed to get over. And once we got those points, I think we felt a little more comfortable and weren't as scared, I guess you could say. So once we got over that hump, it was just like we could relax a little bit more and feel more confident that our next shot was going in.
Yeah, I totally agree with Taylor. I was on the bench at that time sitting next to Ava Ranson, and we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, all right, there we go. Like Taylor, you know, we were like, all right, Taylor's going to get us rolling here. And I think, like she said, it got us over that hump and kind of allowed us to breathe a sigh of relief. Like, all right, now let's just play freely and just go out there and stick together.
Thanks. And just a quick follow-up. Something that helps keep spirits up is a great fan base, and your fans traveled extremely well. I've seen a lot of Pac-12 schools come in here and not make nearly that much noise. How does it feel, your first March Madness with such a great fan base and band?
It's great. Oh.
Sorry, for both of you.
Yeah. It's great that our fan base is so strong and supports us so much. It really helps, especially in the Big Sky tournament. It felt like we had a home court advantage with how many fans came, and I think that's what really helped us and propelled us into this tournament here. And even today, although it was tough, like every basket or steal or whatever happened, that was good for us. All of our fans and the band and the cheers squad, they were all supporting us the entire time, and that really helps.
Yeah, it was so awesome to see, like, we get out there on the court and we have our full section, you know, it's completely full, and my family took up probably about a fourth of that, you know, brought about 12 people. And also for our band, I mean, I thought our band was a lot more hyped than theirs, I'm not going to lie. So props to our band and just to our fans for traveling so well.
Tom Wiley, MontanaSports.com. No one wants to be on the wrong end of a Sports Center highlight, but nonetheless, have you ever been in a game where someone dunked before, and was there any part of you that was like, that's pretty neat?
No, nope, that was a first, definitely. I remember it happened, and I just turned to Ashley. I was like, well, I don't really know where to go from here. I guess let's get ourselves back on offense and try and bounce back off of that. That was interesting. That was the first time that's ever happened, or that I've ever been in a game where someone dunked too. It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely never experienced that before. I was a little bit in awe at first, but we just had to kind of like move on from that and, you know, just don't dwell on it too much.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. Just in general, if you guys could talk about the season that not just you guys had, but that just Bobcats, Montana State basketball as a whole has had. How cool is it to not just you guys make the tournament, but also the men's team as well? Just kind of the season that both of you guys had, and just having both Montana State teams, represent the Big Sky. How kind of cool and special is that, do you think, for the school?
Go ahead. Okay. I think it's really cool and amazing that both of our programs were able to have so much success this year. And going back to the previous question, I think it goes back to a lot of how much our fan base follows us and supports us. They've made a huge impact on how we play, and the coaching staffs for both teams and athletic directors and everyone at in our community supports us so much that it's made it feel even more special that both of our teams have been able to have enough success to make it here.
Yeah, I think I saw a bunch of tweets after both the men and women won the Big Sky that it was kind of the year of the Bobcat between our football team, both men's and women's basketball teams, our rodeo, ski, everything is really just kind of coming up for Montana State. And the amount of support that we said, at the Big Sky tournament, it was clear, we had the most amount of fans there. And so just that support, win, lose, or draw, I think has been huge for us. And it's just the beginning. I think we're just getting started.
Matthew, Walter, the next hoops. For both of you, can you just talk about what this whole experience of getting to come to the NCAA tournament has been like? Because this year, both of you guys' first times here, and then just how much does that make you guys want to come back again next year and fight and win the Big Sky so you can get that same experience again?
Yeah, I think that, like I said, we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg. Our goal is to come back here for the next, however many years that we're going to be here. I think it was a really special experience. Not a lot of people get to say that they made it to the NCAA tournament. Growing up, I always look forward to March. That was my favorite time of the year. I loved making brackets and watching games all day. They're on from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. So getting to be one of those games, it was a surreal moment for me.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we've made it here because, like Leah said, growing up, this was oh my gosh, they're so cool, they're so amazing, and now we get to experience that. And I don't know, it's I would say once in a lifetime, but hopefully we come back next year. That's the goal, is not just to make it here, but to win a game next year.
Thank you, Leah and Taylor. You can head back to your locker room. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we'll take questions for Coach Binford. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question.
Hi, Tricia. Victor Flores, 406 Sports. After the dunk, you guys actually outscored them. I think it was 6-3 run. What do you think was kind of got you guys to be able to respond from such a huge moment and a lot of moments like that, and not fold and keep fighting?
Well, I think it's kind of the personality of this team. They've never given up in any single game that we've had all year long. So there was one thing I knew that we were going to bring, and that was going to be effort, across the board. And obviously the first quarter, it was just kind of getting that first shot to fall. A lot of rush shots, a lot of block shots, and really trying to settle in to get a great shot. And my thought after the dunk is, well, we got to take care of the ball better, so we're not in this situation again, right? So, I just thought they disrupted us. We're typically a team that takes pretty good care of the basketball, and that led up to that. But our kids are always going to respond. They're always going to fight. They're always going to give you grit. And I think that's the characteristic of that team.
One follow-up. Caitlin was wearing a mask. I was wondering why she was.
Well, we were trying to prepare for the pressure of Stanford the day prior, and the very first drill in the first 20 seconds, and we had an elbow through the nose, and so we had a little bit of blood, but we're really grateful that there were some doctors here to assist us, and Stanford was super helpful, and we have a phenomenal trainer, so we were able to get her into it and deal with that, and we were fortunate she was able to compete today.
Hey, Coach. Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. First of all, congratulations on the season you guys have had. Big deal to get here. Just kind of curious what the thought process is coaching a 16 seed. Obviously, you got to know the odds are heavily stacked against you. Just what is the mentality coaching a team? And is it just as simple as just not worrying about result and just worrying about effort and playing your best brand of basketball? Just from a coaching standpoint, how do you kind of get your team ready for a game, knowing kind of what the odds realistically are?
Yeah, we use the word next in our pregame speech. Is really we're trying to focus on who we are, right? What's our identity? What are we strong in? How can we put our kids in those situations? And the things about the process you can win, right? So hustle plays, loose balls, effort, ball pressure. But we also really wanted us to come out with an attack mindset of going at the rim when we are at the rim, going at the paint when we can attack the paint, playing off those 2 feet, playing into the next, and also responding off of their runs. How are we going to respond to that the right way? You can control all those factors. What you can't control is the length. You can't control the size. Very, very talented across the board, but you can for sure control all those other factors. And, like we said, the first quarter was really tough. It took way too long for us to get started, get some points on the board. But there were some good moments, and we're going to build off those really powerful, great moments. And this whole week has been such a great week for this team of getting better.
Okay. Michael Robertson, African-American athlete. So, Coach, what was it like for you coaching against legendary Tara VanDerveer and playing the national champions, defending national champions in their home court? So what was it like for you on the sideline?
Well, I told the kids they're the underdog and I'm the underdog as well. There is an awe factor of just knowing how good Tara is and how well she's going to prepare. And so you're sitting there thinking, okay, what's she going to do to take our Darian White, put her in a tough situation, or Cola Bad Bear, some of our pieces as well. Even though we are a 16 seed, she's going to always be prepared and have her team prepared. And so, I have never had an opportunity to play Stanford and be in this facility, in this place, and it is an amazing experience. We wish we could have given them a better first quarter to start to jump in that game, but a ton of respect for who she is, what she's done, and how she does it every day.
Hi, Coach. Tom Wiley, MontanaSports.com. Leah talked about the year of the Bobcat. Could you just talk about what this whole year has been like, watching football have so much success, you and the guys kind of going back and forth, both winning Big Sky championships, and what's been going right for Bobcat Athletics?
Well, first of all, it's such a special time and special place, and it starts with special leaders. And we have our president here, we have our athletic director here, who both flew over from San Diego to be at our game as well. I'm like, our family atmosphere, the culture of excellence that they've created, both at our university and our community and our athletic department, is second to none. And we have coaches that are going to support, and we're all hoping for everybody's successes. And so we get texts from each other all the time. We're constantly there in support, same with the players. But it's a community, it's a family atmosphere, but it's a winning atmosphere, and doing it the right way with winning relationships and winning people.
Tom Wiley, MontanaSports.com again. After the game, Tara had a nice little conversation with Cola Bad Bear on the court. I don't know if you saw that, but we asked Tara about it. She said she just told her, I know where you come from. I'm very proud of you and what you're accomplishing, getting your degree and such. What does that say about her as an ambassador to the sport, and how much could a conversation like that mean to Cola and maybe some of the rest of your players?
Well, obviously that's huge. I mean, there's things Cola is doing beyond the game of basketball. I mean, you've been witness to some of our home games with the No More Stolen Sisters, all the outreach she's doing, the pedestal she has, and the responsibility she's taken with it. That she is just a fantastic young lady. She's an amazing teammate, and she's a really talented basketball player. And we grabbed all of our kids afterwards. Like every season, unless you're number one, you're going to finish with a loss. This hurts today, but boy, are we super proud, and we're so proud of the people that they are. And yes, that would go a long ways from Tara.
Maybe one last one. Yesterday you said no matter what, your team would get better today, and you were joined by two sophomores up on the podium. So what do you think about looking forward into next season after today?
We hugged our seniors, and we still have a lot of youth that's going to be a year older next year. And so we told them circle some things, get together 5-10 minutes as a group. What are the things that we're going to take away from this game that we want to sharpen up? And we sure saw some moments of really turning the corner on the offensive end, but obviously on the defensive end, I thought we did some things really well early on. We forced some mistakes, we disrupted some actions, and we just have to build off those moments. And we definitely did get better today.
Thank you, Coach. A recording of this press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us.